So my main one I want to talk about is, once again, beating a dead horse, the DC animation. I finally watched Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons.
That's actually pretty good. It's not bad.
It was good. The animation took me a minute.
I didn't love the animation style.
Well, here's the thing. I loved the character animation. It was the animation of the environment, which almost looked CGI.
Oh, it was super CGI to me.
And so it was weird because it clashed with the animation of the characters, which was kind of a anime type look.
Yeah, it had kind of a toon shade element to it. So Damian has like this big coif for his hair and all these other things, and it definitely, anime is a good way to put it.
Damian's character I loved.
Damian's character is becoming something that, depending on how he's portrayed, I like it or I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Harley Quinn, where he's portrayed as a 4-year-old. Yeah. I hate this.
Oh, I hate that.
But like, there's so many elements of Harley Quinn that I just couldn't stand. It's just so mean-spirited at times and just so uninterested in telling a superhero story and more interested in mocking superhero tropes. And it's like, that I'm not interested in that.
I agree.
But Super Sons was really interesting.
Yeah. It was, and it was the dynamic between the two. So for those of you who have not seen it, it's Superman and Batman have their sons, and Superman's son with Lois all of a sudden starts getting his powers. Yeah. Kind of like that Kurt Russell movie, Sky High. I don't know if you ever saw that. Kind of similar to that. Yeah. Where he's like, he doesn't know he's Superman's son, and he finds out after he, all of a sudden, heat vision destroys this silo of theirs.
Yeah. I'm sure a million people in the anime world will be like, oh, they took that from My Hero Academia. No, baby. It's been so many fucking things.
It's been so many things. So Batman's son, Damian, of course, and then the Justice League gets in trouble from Starro, takes him all over, which was awesome. That was it was a cool villain. Takes him over, and then it's up to Superman's son and Batman's son to save the day. And their interactions were great because at first Batman's son hates him. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he realizes his power and it's like, all right, I gotta...
Well, and like they become friends.
Yes.
Damian like definitely has that moment.
He tries to kill him. He pushes him off the ledge. Yeah. That was awesome.
Well, I thought he was gonna fly.
That was so great.
And like the fact that they did Bat Cow without like any explanation.
Yep.
Or reference or anything. There's just a cow in the Batcave.
Yes.
And if you don't get it, you don't get it. But if you know, you know.
And they bring up the things you don't see, like there's a big coin. Don't play with the coin.
Don't play with the coin.
And it was like, you don't see it, but you know.
Yeah.
Same with the dinosaur. You're like, holy shit, this is like from the animated series.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I loved about the Ninja Turtles one, is Mikey dressed as Batman riding the dinosaur. I like this one a lot. The voice cast is pretty good.
Well, once again, Troy Baker is Batman, Nolan North is Superman. It's like, dude, you got the two Mount Rushmores of voice actors playing the two titular characters.
Yeah, you have some really good voice acting here from, like,
and also Laura Bailey.
Voice acting. Laura Bailey from Vox Machina and Critical Role.
And a million other freaking...
Is Travis Willingham also in that? I feel like Travis Willingham is also in Super Sons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. But I mean, and the Laura Bailey, she's also The Last of Us, Call of Duties, the Spider-Man cartoon video game.
Yep.
Like so many things.
These people are in so many fucking things. Yeah. This is what I've been learning because I have friends that wanted me to watch the second season of Critical Role, which is not Vox Machina. It's Mighty Nine, and it's the same people as was in the first season of Critical Role, but it's all new characters. They're doing a completely different campaign. And I kept trying to get into it, and I always had a hard time getting into it. And I think part of it was because I didn't know what anybody was from. And so now I've been watching other D&D campaigns and all these other things, and I've watched Vox Machina, and I've seen Last of Us and all these other things. Now I go back and I look through their IMDb history, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, I get it, gotcha, okay. Like, there's just so many things that you don't even know you recognize these people from. And on top of that, it's a really good movie. The scene with Lois in the school where she comes to pick up Jonathan, and it's like, is that your mom? Mom. And then she's like punching through the Batwing's cockpit. Like, this is fucking crazy pants.
And then they drop her in the water.
In the water, yeah.
No, it was the way I looked at this after I was done with it is, this is how I could get my son into the DC animated movies. Because even though it was PG-13, it was geared a little more for kids.
Yes, this is more kid-friendly than some of the other ones.
Very much so. Because it wasn't any graphic violence or anything.
No
it
blood.
just had some scary moments with the Stario taking over. Like the lowest part where she's in the high school. That is kind of scary when she comes out of the dark. Yeah.
And
even though you have a feeling.
The idea that you can't trust your mom. It's a creepy idea to a kid.
What I loved about it is that scene, even... You know, in some movies, they would have had she won't try to hurt him because she'll realize she's... No, she full on is trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not until they burn the Starro off her face that she finally gets back.
Yeah, they burn it off her face. I couldn't quite tell if it's because it got burned or it got drowned. Because she jumps out of the water and kind of coughs it up like... Yeah. And I'm like, I can't quite tell if it was... the burning part or her coughing and it from drowning it.
I can't imagine that it's drowning because Starros are usually amphibious. They're usually in water.
Yeah, and I mean if you can live in space, you're
right.
Yeah, you're going to be dealing with pressure and no oxygen.
And I can't tell you how many things I've seen where the Fortress of Solitude has a big fucking pool in it and there's fucking Starros in it.
Yeah.
I've mostly seen Starros underwater. So I imagine.
And I do love the crypto scene in it, which is awesome. Yeah. It's like, oh wait, you got crypto in this too. It's like there's so many little things.
There was definitely a moment where I was like, how have you not told your son you're Superman? How has this not come up? I feel like this should have come up by now.
I think the problem with that is that stupid trope where it's like, well, for your own safety.
Yeah.
It's like
you can't know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Whatever.
So you just think, you just want your child to think that he's a piece of shit and you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
totally so much better. That's so much better. Oh, it's not that I don't love you. It's that I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's like, or you could just fucking tell them what the shit is going on.
Especially leading up to the possibility of a moment like him getting his heat vision. Like, what if he was around other kids and all of a sudden cut off a bunch of heads with his heat vision? Exactly.
That was like one of the things.
So that was one of those tropes that I'm done with. Yeah. I'm so tired with these tropes.
Yeah, no, the secret identity thing has come so far since the 60s.
Yeah.
Where it can't just be like a full secret.
Yeah.
Because that's irrational.
Yes.
And it doesn't make any fucking sense. And even Batman told his son that he's Batman.
Yeah.
You know, like, can you imagine a story where Damian Wayne is in it and they're just skirting around the idea of who Batman is? And it's just like, why? Why are we wasting any time with this?
Yeah.
Just pull that Band-Aid, rip it off, get it done. You know, in the case of someone like Aunt May, if you want to be like, oh, we can't, she'll have a heart attack. Or she hates Spider-Man. You know, like, that's one of the things that I miss about some of the incarnations of Aunt May that we've had, is that in a lot of versions of Spider-Man stories, Aunt May fucking hates Spider-Man.
Yeah.
She thinks he's a menace.
Yeah.
She thinks that he's part of the problem.
But then by not telling her, she will almost get killed by Doc Ock, and then in another instance, marry Doc Ock. And you're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
If she knew this shit, she wouldn't.
What are we doing?
Yeah. It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, no,
right. It's a really good movie. I enjoyed it, and it just adds to the pantheon of DC animated movies, and it's like, I just can't quit singing their praises.
No, this one was
There are three things I think people at work are tired of me talking about: the DC animated movies, Vox Machina, and the Castlevania animated series. I'm like, well, then fucking watch it.
I just watched the Castlevania series again because it's just too fucking good. It's just too fucking good.
I gotta do that.
It's so amazing. Everything about it is so fucking good.
I keep thinking about that scene of the necromancer talking to one of the demons about humanity. And it's just such a... And I mentioned that to somebody at work. I'm like, it's that kind of scene where it's an unbelievably beautiful, written, incredibly morbid scene.
Yeah.
That's in the middle of this where vampires are getting fucked and cutting heads off and all this. And it's
this whole argument that Isaac has of, so at some point the gates of hell will rattle with wind because there will be no monsters left in hell. They will all have been redeemed. And I'm supposed to be redeeming them by bringing them back to Earth to serve me as part of their redemption. So does that mean that they have to serve me forever? How does that work?
Yeah.
Where does your redemption come? And when do I get to say when you're redeemed and you can move on with your life? Like, so many complex ideas that go into this.
It's so good.
And it's so well orchestrated and well done.
Oh, I love it.
It's so fucking good.